Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk a little bit on my story of depression, my journey of self-love. And so check my other videos after this on self-worth, love, value, and I share a lot of my intimate details of my life and my experiences, my processes, my difficulties and my triumphs. So check them out, but I'm going to tell you quickly my story in as short as possible time. When I was younger, like I said, parents divorced at around 5 years old. My mum suffered from severe schizophrenia starting roughly around the separation time. I only know her that way, and I'm talking severe schizophrenia. And this is like the same as you see in the films where you see the people pushing trolleys around and they're homeless, and luckily she managed to have a home. But she was not quite right. She was talking to herself, shouting, doing very erratic behaviour, wandering the streets at night, forgetting to put on decent clothes and just going out without shoes, all sorts of things. I spent most of my childhood out on the streets looking for her, trying to get her to come home. This was a regular occurrence for me. And it caused me a lot of stress. It was a very weird environment. I didn't want to share it with people because I didn't understand it. A friend even said to me once that he saw my mum and he said, like, is she okay? What's wrong with her? He goes, she was just at the shops, just chatting to herself, shouting and screaming, and he didn't understand. We was probably 11 years old at the time. I was extremely embarrassed at the time, and I just said, oh, I don't know, no, don't worry about it, and just ignored it. But he showed kindness and compassion, which was great at the time, and I see that now. He was just concerned. Yeah, but it always gave me this horrible feeling because life just seemed so strange, and it caused me to be very suicidal when I was a child. When I was about 7, I first experienced suicidal thoughts. I used to sit in my room alone, bang my head on the wall, and just be in such a bad state. Yeah, questioning life. I used to pray, cry, and pray to God for salvation, for Savior, for change. Yeah, and it never happened at that time. It never happened, and I would just be so down. I lost my religion. I wasn't overly religious when I was born, but I was born into a Christian family. Yeah, so I prayed. I went to church when I was little with my nan, yeah, and I just didn't see the results, so I lost that. And then I just became very hopeless. Yeah, very, very down, very depressed. Through my teenage years, this continued and it got worse. Yeah, I fell in love at 15. With a girl. Like, even though I was depressed, I still managed to meet a girl somehow because I hid it. And I hid it pretty well, but I hid from photos too. I don't have many memories in photographic form because I hid from the camera because I couldn't stand seeing myself. If I looked in the mirror, I was angry at myself. Yeah, I hated myself. I hated how I felt. So I couldn't look in the mirror without getting upset, without getting angry. And by the time I was 25, a 10-year-long relationship of love with someone I'm in love with ended in divorce. We even got married in that time. And my mum was still very ill, had lots of stresses, very poor, lots of problems going on. I was so depressed, and I was sure that once all my issues are gone, once all my troubles are gone, yeah, and I've solved all my problems, taken care of my mum, got her the best doctors in the world, yeah, got myself financially super secure, then I will feel good because I deserve to feel how I feel because my life's horrible. I could only see it that way, that it made sense that I felt how I felt because life was horrible. It's like, well, yeah, if anyone had these problems, they're going to feel crap. They're going to feel bad. They're going to be depressed. So to me, it was normal. Yeah. But then chronic fatigue set in my early 20s, and I was just not even able to get out of bed, struggling to move, couldn't be bothered to get changed in anything nice. When I was younger, I liked to wear clothes, different colours, different things, and by the time I got into my 20s, I just did not care. Everything was bland. Yeah, I just wore grey. I just wore the same stuff. I just couldn't be bothered to dress up because I was like, why am I dressing up? Why am I trying to wrap up this person in nice things when it inside feels so horrible? Yeah, and I lost my partner. She couldn't help me. She didn't know what to do, and it ended up, she's feeling it like she just couldn't help me, and that ended up in divorce. That broke up. That just hurt me more. I felt more depressed, and it just continued and it continued. Then I went on a path of self-love, worth. Sorry about the motorbike passing. I'm in such beautiful location and nature. It's so quiet. The one so far away is so loud. Who agrees we should have silencers on motorbikes, at least through the countryside? But yeah. So as life went on, then I've met another girl. I was not looking for a relationship. We became best friends. We used to hang out, train together. Yeah, I was heavily into exercise, trying to always improve myself, but I wasn't feeling good. Yeah, but we got a lot of comfort from each other just talking, sharing. Then one day she posed a question to me that she can no longer be just friends. She just likes me too much and she has feelings for me. And she left me with the dilemma. Yeah, should either we try and see if we can make a relationship, or she just can't be my friend anymore because it's too hard. And she said it in a very nice way, and I said I need time to think about this because it's not what I'm looking for. It took me a weekend talking with some friends, talking with my brother, really just thinking to myself, do I want to be with this person? Can I picture this person not in my life? And I couldn't. I didn't want her not in my life. So I met her on the Monday, gave her a kiss and told her, yes, let's try this. Let's start a relationship. And I knew that it would be a good, long relationship. That was the struggle, is I knew. But I didn't want to go through the same pain. I was so depressed. And I was like, I just got to work on myself harder now. I just got to push even harder, keep going, keep going. I'm going to get rid of all these stresses and one day I'll feel good and it'll be okay. Yeah. Little did I know, a year later, she had a cardiac arrest, died for 2 minutes, came back to be in a wheelchair, told she would never walk again, and she has less than a 1% chance of living another 5 years. And they said the oxygen that got starved from her brain caused this. Now, as you can imagine, there's just an extra stress, another reason for me to be depressed. Yeah, so what I did is I had to work very hard on myself, my self-worth, my care. And I spent my life just looking after myself so I could look after others. Now it became a point where I had to picture that now the person I love is going to die soon. Has died once and I'm being told she'll die again, and she's not going to be able to walk and we're not going to be able to do the things we want to do. So I had to just picture and fall in love with myself. So looking online, following other people, doing things. I learned to practice self-love, meditation, changed all my diet habits, went plant-based, went vegetarian to vegan. Yeah, just changed a lot of things, done gut cleansers, detoxes, went to chiropractors, osteopaths, done everything I could to realign my body. And I see the body like an instrument now. Yeah? My body was out of tune, and if you've got an out of tune instrument, it plays a horrible song. Song of life is played horribly. Yeah? No one wants to play it, no one wants to hear it. So I got myself in tune, tuned up my central nervous system, having good posture, going to chiropractors, osteopaths. Yeah? Cleaned out my gut, detoxes, plant-based, lots of leafy greens, yeah, probiotics. And I worked on meditation, worked on my experiences, worked on my mind. Changed my perception of all my past events and saw the value in them and what I learned through my hardest struggles. How it made me who I am, fell in love with myself, and started to enjoy life. And this all happened while my partner was on death's door and I was full-time caring with her. My mum was being admitted into hospital. She had committed suicide 7 times in the same year that my partner had a cardiac arrest. Each time having to go to the hospital to get her stomach pumped. And I had to take her. It's these kind of stresses where these are things that can knock you so bad. It was such a hard year, as you can imagine, unbelievably hard. But during this time I found the love for myself. I found the worth for myself and the reason to live for myself. To love the life within, not who I am, not where I am. Not what I'm doing and not what others think. Just the life within, appreciate it and love it. And it was during this time, these practices is what changed my life. Now, it's been about 6 years, my partner is walking. Yeah, her name's Danielle, by the way. And she is walking, yeah. The impossible can be possible sometimes. Yeah, she's talking, she's doing things that she was told she would never do. And we're a year past the 5-year date. So she made it through that 1%. And she's still alive and living, yeah. So happy about it, but I didn't think it was going to happen. I had a little bit of hope. I never lost that hope because I was sure we're going to work so hard, but I had to come to terms with it. It's such a possibility that it could happen. Yeah, and it still could, but I don't think it will because she's just on an improvement path and so am I. And self-improvement is so important. So I hope this gives you a little bit of hope, possibility of change. My life changed after 20 years of depression, 10 years of chronic fatigue, insomnia. Yeah, all these problems, yeah, self-esteem and confidence issues, all of this is gone. I feel great. I never thought I could feel the joy within and the joy that I feel. And it's not where I am, I just happen to be in an amazing location right now. It happened before, like I said, when I was at home caring for her, spending 24 hours a day indoors caring for someone who's dying. Yeah, this is when it happened. I had to work on myself so hard. I hope this gives you some hope. Love yourself. Love who you are, the life within. Start appreciating yourself, encourage yourself, and start your inner journey. And if you've already started, just encourage yourself and reward yourself, pat yourself on the back that you're doing a good job by trying and you're on the right path. You may be crawling, you may be walking, you may be running, just keep going forward, keep going, keep going. You can do it, you deserve it. Have a great day.